Morning. So I'm just up right now trying to just kind of like set my plan for the day. Normally I'm a bit more organized. Like I try to write my to-do list like the day before, which sounds a bit extra, but it's just so like I can wake up, shower, eat, and just kind of like crack on. So today is definitely like I'm just really behind. It's like 8 o'clock. But I was up late ironing like tote bags. So I started selling tote bags like last year. Um, I initially bought them because I was going to do the Bohemia Place Christmas market. I did a Christmas market. I did a couple Christmas markets with those guys down in like Hackney in 2019, and they went really well, and the guy who runs it's like cool. So I was like, yeah, let me go do it again, but with COVID it's just been all over the place. So with these tote bags, I had to like kind of find new ways to use them. So I've been using them predominantly for like contact-free deliveries for everyone in Croydon, which has been really cool, and we've been having a really good response with that. So I was spending my evening ironing those and trying not to burn myself. I don't iron a lot, so I was like trying not to burn my fingers. So that kept me up late, just so once the prep work is done, I can actually stamp them. Majority of the products I sell, except for the tote bags, I don't physically make the bag, but I do hand print them. So it's just kind of making sure the the base is done, and then I can just kind of go in and stamp. I also need to restock my Etsy store, so that's going to be a fun kind of busy day. And my friend is coming over to kind of help me work out some content later today as well for my YouTube channel, because this is all new to me, so I'm working it out. Work with me. So I'm literally just sat here trying to like set myself like an hourly plan, because otherwise I find I get like sidetracked, and I have to like I don't know the best way to describe it. Like I get too engrossed in the things that I like. Like I love candle making, and I will make candles all day, and it's like having to learn to balance my time. Like cool, you love making candles, but that's not how you run your business. So I'm having to like set myself on a schedule to keep a routine, so I can focus on things that are important, are going to help me like grow my business and kind of push it in the right direction rather than just doing what I like. So let me write this to-do list. I'm gonna shower, eat, and then I'll check you guys later.
Oh, never seen this happening, so it's a good behind the scenes. Do you find it hard being
You might get to take this one home because it was dodgy.
I'll take it.
What were you gonna say?
Kind of like an interview. Do you find it hard to have a candle business because of the competition?
Not really.
Or do you think there's enough,
I think it's
like enough space for
yeah, because
all of this?
someone was like, oh, there's loads of candle companies, and I'm like, there's loads of hair salons.
Yeah,
There's loads of manicurists. Like, just because there's loads of something
doesn't mean there's
doesn't
never.
mean you can't be successful at it. Because everyone has their own take on it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone offers something different.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like I was trying to explain that to a friend of mine, like she bought I just completely fucked this up. No! Enjoy your bag. Hey, so 7 a.m. Sunday morning. I'm just having my breakfast really quickly, and just want to get set up for the day. I'm gonna be making some candles and wax melts because I didn't do any of that yesterday. Like my friend came over with the good intention to help me kind of work out some brand concepts and just kind of sort out some ideas, for the coming weeks. And we ended up getting into this conversation about how long we've been working from home, or in her case, like just in and out of work due to like just COVID. And it almost like brought us down a little bit. We were like, should we just drink? Should we get a few drinks? And we ended up just in the supermarket grabbing like sweets like we were teenagers and left with a couple bottles of Prosecco. And we ended up just chilling out for most of the day. So now trying to make up for lost time. Want to do some work with this mild hangover I have, and just kind of like smash through some stuff. So today I really do want to make sure I can sort out everything for my Etsy store because it's looking a little thin. I do need to restock wax melts because a lot of those are just completely out of stock. And I just need to like stamp some boxes, little things, and potentially like respond to a few emails. I say potentially, just I don't want to. Um, but just like kind of get on with a little bit of admin as well. So I know like some people have asked me like what my workspace like looks like. So I'm just gonna like show you guys around that. It's nothing fancy. Like I live in a one bed flat. So I kind of just squeeze stuff wherever I can. I tried to make myself like a miniature work area, like if you can see behind me. So I have like an open plan, like kitchen, living room. So this little corner, this like end of my kitchen unit is like where I try to do most of my like candle making work. And then I have like got this like little section for my exercise bike. And then like I go back to my house. So it's not a big space, but I think it was important for me to like to kind of show you guys that because I think sometimes when I talk to people and they talk about, like starting a business, but they can't do whatever because they don't have, space or time, or it's sometimes it's you got to learn to work with what you got to get to where you want to be. So let's take a quick peek at my shop. So as you can see, we're in my kitchen, and then as we get past my oven, now we're in my workshop. So I'm all set up to kind of like melt my wax. This is where I store my fragrances and just kind of any little bits and pieces I need under here. This is actually just like a fold out picnic table I bought on Amazon. Um, I need like an actual kind of like desk and even like table when I'm candle making. So this just allows me to like do that. So it's not a huge setup. Everything's just kind of like neatly stored away. And then like in my TV unit, that's where I keep all my candles as well. So I'm gonna get set up and then I'll come back to you guys. I'm really pleased my new mailer bags arrived in the post. As a business, I've been trying to phase out the amount of single-use plastic I introduce into my packaging. It's also something I've been doing personally at home, like just being a little bit more conscious of the things I buy. Like when I'm at the supermarket, do you need to buy a bag of bananas or can you just get a bunch like a normal person? So I've been trying to be a little bit more conscious of that. So I finally used up my very last like mailer bag that was lined with bubble wrap, and I wanted to do a little bit more research on kind of alternatives. So I was really happy when I found these like paper lined mailer bags. So, obviously you can just kind of get it and chuck it away. And, like I did this, I've been phasing out, plastic within, how we package our wax melts. So if I can grab one, a lot of our wax melts used to come like this, little plastic containers. And they're kind of typical, like standard, like if you typed in wax melt clamshell packaging, this is exactly something you would find, but also we want to get rid of the amount of plastic we use. So I ended up making the swap to these. So they take a little longer to wrap, but these are all completely wrapped with recycled paper. And as you can see from the difference, you almost get a little bit more wax there as well. So I've been really making a conscious effort to phase out as much plastic within my business, and my goal is to be completely plastic free by the end of this year. just on my break. Just finished making my candles for my Etsy store. I don't keep a lot of stock on there. Um, I find like Etsy's good for, I don't know, I suppose like people have like different experiences with the platform. Um, Etsy for me is just like a good place for, I think, exposure. It generates like a lot of international traffic. Like I think I have majority of my international sales coming from Etsy. I see people buying from California, Brazil, which is really cool. But in terms of like, I think annual revenue it brings in, it's not a lot. But there's still benefit to have it there. So I just keep, a handful of candles, literally like what you can see on this top shelf behind me. That's my Etsy store, ready to go. So I'm just keeping that stocked up. I don't like to dip in between what I keep on my website, on Etsy. I've recently started selling on Amazon, so I keep everything completely separate, so it's easy to go. But recently, I'm just trying to make sure I stay having a break. So I've allocated myself like 15 minutes to just sit, eat, have a coffee, go outside. I'm gonna stretch my legs in a little bit, just so I don't get it like too run down. I think sometimes, sorry, I'm literally covered in wax. Um, I find like, because I have a full time job and then I also run this business. So like Saturdays and Sundays are when I really like go at it and just kind of put all my time into running this. And sometimes I get burnout. So this is just like my time to remind myself, like just sit back, the world won't end. If I take like a 10-minute break. So I'm gonna eat my donut because I'm dripping jam everywhere. Love a jam donut. And I'll get back to you guys when I start labeling, and then I'm hoping I'll have all of this finished by like midday, and then I can crack on with my admin. And if I'm good, I can finish my workday by like 4 o'clock today. So fingers crossed. So I'm now finished for the day. I'm just getting these wax melts, not wax melts. Oh, wax melts on the brain. I'm just getting these candles labeled, and then I'm good to go. So everything's nicely set, even, and I've disinfected everything as well. I like to disinfect them just because, like, obviously, with everything going on, we want to be extra tidy, but also it just kind of removes any kind of oil or grease that might have kind of transferred onto the jars when I was filling them. So the labels adhere nicely. So I'm just gonna finish these up and then get everything cleaned down to hopefully get my flat looking like my flat again. Happy to say I've now wrapped up for today. I have cleaned, restocked, labeled, and put everything away, which is fantastic. Now I can actually just put my feet up and enjoy the rest of my weekend before work tomorrow. So if you guys would love to see anything like this in the future, be sure to subscribe. Let me know what type of videos you'd like to see. And thank you so much for watching. Have a good weekend.